I am at the very renowned Bikaner House and I am here to pay posthumous tributes to Balkrishna Guru. He passed away last year on 15th September and I am here to give posthumous tribute to his artworks, to his collection of last 60 years. During this interaction, I am going to have with me the curator of this show, Georgina Maddox, and I am also going to present all the artworks, all his collections, which is his hard work during the last 60 years. And also he has traveled to various parts of the world with his presentations. And most of his collection is made from foundry and casting works. He was born in 1940 in Lahore and he shifted to India in the year 1947, and since then he has been involved in making of these castings in his studios. All his collections are not only built from foundry but also used utensils and steelworks. He has used bronze elements to make his sculptures. Balkrishna Garu was a sculptor who was an unsung hero of his time, since he took on a variety of mediums, styles and themes. However, because of his quiet retiring air, he never received adequate recognition for his work, and this is a posthumous attempt to reclaim some of the memories and bring exposure to his work. Garu was born in Lahore in 1940 and his family migrated and settled in India post-partition, bringing with them a sense of continuity. His family name was Rajput, but at an early age he was referred to as a guru for his craft of casting bronze sculpture in the foundry, and so he adopted the name as a part of his identity. His wife Pushpa Garu, who still survives him, recalls that the young guru was always helpful and resourceful, and this became the bedrock of their early friendship that later manifested in the form of marriage and life together. She was always at his side at the foundry and in many ways could be considered as part of his artistic atelier. One of the sculptures that she vividly remembers creating with him was a group of bulls made for the India Trade Fair in 1958. The sculpture bears Guru's signature style, where the muscular of the bulls is pronounced, but the forms are not oversimplified. There are complex folds that conveys a sense of torsion, moving from a naturalistic towards a more stylized sculptural appearance. The work has labor behind it, and that is where Pushpa Guru often assisted her husband, who was also her guru, her teacher and mentor. I have with me Georgina Maddox, madam, who is the curator of this show, and she is going to give a perspective and an overview about this art exhibition known as Shapes of Memories.
Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us. What I'm basically, I was approached by Pankaj Guru, who was BK Balkrishna Guru's son, to curate this exhibition, and unfortunately he had just passed away. So I actually missed meeting him. But I got to know him through his work. So I went to his studio, which is in North Delhi, North Campus, and I saw his work, and I spoke to his son, I interviewed his wife, who also worked with him at the foundry, and he has been somebody who has, worked with many senior artists in the foundry, helping them to make their sculptures, and he was very helpful, but he never sort of pushed towards his own exhibition. So this is actually the first big retrospective that he is having, and it features his work which began as early as 1980s. The earliest work that we have is 1983, which is a bullock, two bullocks and the people along with it. And his work then goes all the way up to 2017. In 2018 is when he passed away. So basically we see that, he looked at agrarian culture. He looked at the farmers, he looked at the community between, the people who lived off the soil. So those were his, muse that he continuously visited. And he has 3-4 different styles. One is very figurative, sort of modern sculpture, which you see in the modern art, which is with the proper proportions and everything. And the other style that he worked with was kind of an abstract sculptures. And the third style that he worked with was he even actually used sculpture, which is like, buttons and all of that, beating them, hammering them, getting them into different shapes and sizes. So that was a kind of a, in a sense, coming together of abstraction and figurative work. And he has done freestanding sculpture, he has done relief work, he has done work which is large, he has done work which is small. So his entire, body of work, if you look at it, from almost 3 to 4 decades of work, you will get a sense of how he used to talk about the joy of life. So, you have any questions for me?
Yeah, just one more question I have is that what do you think means what is the response of the audience after?
They have loved seeing his work. In fact, they have said that it's so wonderful that we're getting to see his work, because we have not seen this variety in sculpture and this kind of, facility with making figurative work. And the way his lines are etched, the way the form is flowing, the freedom with which he works. So when people see that, they feel completely that, oh wow, we are so glad we managed to catch this exhibition and see this work. Because we don't have that much exposure to work of this time, which is the 80s and the 90s. We have a lot of exposure to something which is more contemporary in that sense. So people working in fiberglass, people working with found objects, people working with sculptures which are not necessarily in that modernist tradition. So to see his work in that tradition, people feel very happy. So we've had a good response, and in spite of the rains and everything, people have come, and that is good footfalls, and we plan to take the show and travel also.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Precious time.